Alright. Welcome back to the channel for episode 18. My name is Denny, and today we're going to talk about a lighting technique that I kind of discovered a few days back. I think it's something that can really spice up your lighting and step up your game above other filmmakers for sure. And I have to say that I made the realization about this technique quite by accident actually. And then I started to notice it in a few movies that I watched this week. So I thought that it would be interesting to mess with it and to try it. To see if it really does make a big difference in the final frame. I mean, compared to the way that we generally use light. So if you want to know more about it, stay with me. But first, sponsor time.
Dispatch to Patrol 7, do you copy?
Patrol 7, go ahead.
You have another one.
Again?
245 West,
Shit.
2nd Street. Detective, do you copy?
Yeah, copy that. I'm on my way. Fuck!
Detective?
What's up?
As usual, the cause of death seemed to be the same as the previous bodies we found.
I see. Yeah, once again, cause of death, the pain of the edit.
Okay guys, this need to stop. You don't have to work yourself to death. I mean, finding good music for your films shouldn't be that difficult. Let me show you. With audio, it's easy. You just have to find a famous song that you like. Then you copy-paste the link in the new link matcher, and audio finds a perfect alternative for you, a music that sounds like the one you had in mind. Easy, right? Perfect match from any song link. Everyone can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So, no more painful edits. And with the link in the description, you get 70% off your first year of Audio Pro with the code DENNY70. So, go ahead.
Who are you talking to?
Your mom.
Alright, so the other day I was comparing the different look of my YouTube setup to see which one I liked the best. I was telling myself that I prefer my last angle of view compared to my older one. But something was missing. That's when I noticed something about the light. This right there. The light from the sky was lighting a part of my face, and then my key light would wrap the rest of my face. But now that I turned a little bit, the skylight isn't reaching my face anymore. So I lost something important. But on the other side, I discovered something more important. I discovered that we can use two key lights to light someone's face. A more intense one for punch, and a second one with less power to wrap the face. So we can have a gradient of light, which add more dimensions than using only one light, right? And I never really thought about it that way before. As most people, I was only using one key light most of the time, which looks way more flat. And I mean, I was familiar with the curve technique. I heard podcasts about it, I saw videos about it, I even tried it a few times. And if you don't know about the curve light, it's a technique that people attribute to Roger Deakins. And for those who follow the channel, you already hear me talking about him like in every episode. And actually, he never really pronounced that name, curve light. But somehow it became quite a popular name amongst filmmakers. This is a behind the scenes from Skyfall. As you can see it, Roger Deakins wraps half of the room with unbleached muslin, then illuminates it with multiple lights. The one on the side of the character will be the strongest one, and as we go facing the actress, the lights are less strong, which give us a really nice and flattering light that wraps the face of the actress. I always thought that this was too much to set up, so to me the difference wasn't worth the extra work. But then, after noticing what I told you with the 2 key lights, I noticed it in a movie that I really like, which is Spectre, another James Bond movie. Here we can see what I'm talking about. You can clearly see there's 2 lights in here. It's not the same as a cove light, at least that's what it looks like. You have this strong light right here and a more diffused one wrapping the face. We can see it especially if we compare it with a traditional key light. Let's take another James Bond shot. This one is from Quantum of Solace. I think it's my least favorite one of the series. Here, clearly, you have only 1 key light. The lighting is so much different. I mean, in the same movie, you can see the 2 key light technique on this frame. Same movie, 2 different techniques of lighting. It makes sense. As a cinematographer, you can't be stuck in only one way to light. Lighting should be dictated by the story. So here maybe it has a reason to be so hard and contrasty, and here it has a reason to be the way it is. So the 2 key light technique should not be used every time, but we should at least know that it exists to add it to our lighting tools and techniques. And maybe I'm the only one who never heard about it. Maybe you already thought about this technique, but I never heard it explain it in here before. So let's go further and try to use a shot similar to this James Bond shot to illustrate it. First, let's have a look at the setup. We have the character sitting here, the camera is here, then a big duvetine for negative fill on a T-bar on this side. Here we have an unbleached muslin for bounce, a Zhiyun Molus G200 here, bouncing on the muslin, and another source here, which is the Suncrafter F200B, which I talked about it in episode 10. A warm practical here, and outside there's like a sodium vapor lamp. That's everything here. We'll mess around by turning some on and some off, and we'll play with different exposure levels as well to see how this technique works best. Alright, this is how I would have lighted before. Practical, so we understand there are lamps inside which motivates our interior lighting, even if the lamp doesn't come from the same side as the source. But it's enough to suppose that there are more lights like this one in the room. Then I would add a soft key light, and I like to underexpose the skin one stop. I think it looks more natural that way. And I pay attention that my skin is less exposed than my practical. And if you don't know why, I invite you to see episode number 2, where I explain the reason and why so many people make mistakes about this. Exposure wise, I'm using my light meter so I can be precise. My lens is at f2 here, and I exposed it for 1.4. So my face is one step under middle gray. If I wanted my face exposed at middle gray level, I should have opened the lens at 1.4, or augment the power of the light. If this doesn't make any sense to you, I could talk about exposure and light meters in a future episode. So let me know in the comment section if this is something that would interest you guys. Again, my face is underexposed one step, which we can't really say it's underexposed, because it's actually the way that I want to expose it, so it's just really exposed. In episode number 2 it's more clear, so check it out. So that's it, just a key light and a negative fill. Now let's turn on the second key light and expose this one for middle gray. So one stop over the exposure of the face. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Immediately we have more dimensions, more depth, and it's way less flat than before. And if you followed correctly, you know that now the difference between those two lights is one stop, right? I like it. But I think we can have more fun with it. I think this key light could be motivated by this sodium vapor lamp from outside. What do you think? Let's try it. Let's kill the practical inside. Yes, pretty cool. The only thing is that, in my opinion, we can feel that the light outside is not really lighting me. as this wrap is too strong. So let's underexpose the skin 2 stops on the middle gray. Okay, now we're talking. Now we believe it. And I believe that actually it should be quite similar to the shot from James Bond. At least the levels should almost be the same. So let's see it in false color. Yeah, pretty similar. I think that's a pretty cool shot. What I would like to do now is to experiment with different values of the second key light to see how much difference between both lights we can handle before we can notice that we are using 2 lights. Alright, so here we'll keep the skin at -2 as the reference. We'll start now with the other key light at middle gray. So 2 stops over the skin. Because if we were at -2 stops as well with this light, then it wouldn't even be visible. And I forgot to try it with 1 stop difference. Sorry. But actually, you can see it on this shot right here. I've got 2 lights this time, and there's 1 stop difference between both. So you can see the result. Here is without, and here is with it. Alright. So we start here with 2 stops difference, as we said, between both lights. Now let's raise it 1 stop higher. Here we have now 3 stops difference, and we can begin to see already that we're using 2 lights in my opinion. I don't know what you think about this. Let me know in the comments, guys. But I mean, it's fine if you don't care about this detail. Let's go higher. We have now 4 stops difference, and this is way too much. I really don't like it at all. So I think that when using this technique, the sweet spot is to keep a difference of 1 to 2 stops between both lights. Otherwise we can notice that you are using 2 lights. And less than 1 or 2 stops difference, you won't even notice the effect. So yeah, that was what I call 2 key lights technique. As you can see, it provides more dimensions and more contrast. I must say that I really like it, and I will surely use it from now on. So let me know if you knew about this or if you discovered something as I did. I hope you like the sponsor scene as well. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I would be glad to read your thoughts about it. We had a fun shooting, and especially the car scene inspired by the movie 7. But I surely won't be acting anymore because I can't really focus on the lighting as I should. So yeah. I hope you liked this episode. As usual, if you want to support this channel, don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, to help with the algorithm thing, as interaction are really important for YouTube. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao!